Have you ever caught yourself wondering what your dog is up to when you're not around? Maybe you've come home to find a chewed up shoe, scratch marks near the door, or heard from the neighbors that they bark nonstop. But here's the twist. Those behaviors aren't just random. In this video, we're diving into 8 surprising things your dog does when you're away. And more importantly, I'll show you what those actions really mean. Stick with me to the end, and you'll understand why these seemingly strange behaviors are actually expressions of love and attachment. Number 1, they bark more right after you leave. Have you ever heard your dog barking more intensely in the first 5 to 20 minutes after you leave? My dog stays completely quiet while I'm getting ready to leave, but just a few seconds after I step outside, I can already hear him barking. The first few minutes after you leave are when your dog's anxiety is at its peak. This is called the acute distress window, a term used by animal behaviorists to describe the period when dogs experience the most intense emotional reactions to being left alone. Research has shown that dogs tend to bark more during this time because they are struggling with the sudden separation. Studies indicate that the first 5 to 20 minutes of being left alone are crucial in the development of separation anxiety. This heightened emotional state leads to barking, pacing, and other stress-related behaviors, and it's during this window that your dog needs the most reassurance. If you've ever paused outside your door and heard that heartbreaking bark, you're not alone. Drop a like if this moment feels all too familiar and share your experience in the comments. It helps others realize they're not the only ones going through it. Number 2, they move your clothes or shoes to where they sleep. When you walk out the door, have you ever come back to find your shoes or clothes in unexpected places like your dog's bed? It might seem like they're just being destructive, but the truth is, it's their way of feeling close to you. Dogs are incredibly scent-oriented, and by moving your belongings to where they sleep, they're surrounding themselves with your scent as a comfort. This act isn't about mischief, it's about emotional reassurance. Your scent is their source of safety and familiarity, and moving your shoes or clothes is their way of keeping you close, even when you're physically absent. Next time you see your dog doing this, remember, it's their way of hugging you from a distance. It's a sign of their deep attachment to you and their need for emotional comfort when you're not around. Number 3, they walk in circles or pace along a specific path. Studies and countless real-life observations show that this is a common coping mechanism in dogs dealing with separation anxiety. When dogs are left alone, they may feel stressed and anxious, and walking in circles helps them self-soothe. The repetitive motion has been shown to activate a calming response in their nervous system during times of stress. In fact, many dog owners who use pet cameras to monitor their dogs while they're away have noticed this exact behavior. Some dogs will pace along a specific path in the house, often going back and forth in the same area, while others might walk in circles. These patterns aren't random, they're a form of emotional regulation. Much like how humans might pace or fidget when anxious, dogs use this repetitive movement to calm themselves when they're isolated. It's a coping mechanism that has been observed in various studies, particularly in cases where dogs experience prolonged periods of isolation. So next time you see your dog pacing, know that they're trying to manage their emotions in the only way they know how. Number 4, they stare at the door in complete silence. Some dogs may sit silently by the door for long periods, not barking or whining, but simply staring at the spot where you left. This behavior is more than just waiting. It's a way for your dog to monitor return patterns. Pet cameras have shown that dogs often sit quietly by the door, paying close attention to environmental changes like sounds or shifts in light that signal your potential return. This behavior is a form of emotional regulation and observation. This silent observation is part of a dog's instinct to monitor its surroundings. Dogs are very in tune with their environment, and by staring at the door, they are trying to predict when you'll come back based on subtle environmental cues. Number 5, they bark randomly at windows or doors. Have you ever had a neighbor mention that your dog barks when you're not home? Many people think this is just a sign that their dog is bored or agitated, but the truth is far more meaningful. To a dog, the space around your home isn't just where they live, it's something they feel responsible for. When you're not there, they instinctively take on the role of protector. Barking at windows or doors is their way of keeping watch and guarding the place they consider home while you're away. So when you imagine your dog standing by the window, alert and focused on every little movement outside, know this: it's not just barking, it's loyalty in action. Number 6, they eat slower or sometimes skip meals. Have you noticed that your dog's eating habits change when you leave the house? Maybe they eat slower or don't touch their food at all. At first glance, it might seem like they're just being picky, but it's actually a subtle sign that they're emotionally unsettled. This behavior is often one of the first signs of what's known as separation sadness. When you're not home, your dog isn't just missing your presence, they're missing the comfort, the routine, and the emotional connection that makes them feel safe. In fact, studies show that dogs can experience emotional distress in ways that directly affect their physical behavior, especially when it comes to food. And because dogs are masters at hiding their stress, these small changes are easy to overlook. Start by paying attention to these subtle shifts. If your pup's appetite changes when you're gone, try offering comfort in familiar forms: a cozy blanket, a calming scent, or a predictable goodbye routine. Number 7. They lie in areas where your scent lingers strongest. One of the first things many people notice when they return home is their dog curled up on their side of the bed or nestled next to the laundry basket. And no, it's not just because those spots are soft or cozy. It's because that's where your scent is the strongest. When you're gone, your dog instinctively seeks out anything that smells like you. It's their way of feeling close, even when you're not physically there. Your scent becomes their invisible comfort, a warm, familiar presence that helps them feel safe in the silence of an empty house. This simple act, quiet and unnoticed by many, is actually one of the most heartfelt things your dog does. It's how they hold on to you in your absence, how they show that they miss you, but they're waiting. And this is just one of the many small, powerful ways your dog shows love when you're not home. Some of the others you might never expect. Let's keep going. Number 8, they chew on door frames or corner. Do you come home to find your dog has chewed up the door frame or gnawed at the corners of the furniture? While it might look like just a bad habit or plain destruction, this kind of chewing is actually a primal response, your dog's way of expressing frustration or anxiety. When they feel disconnected from their pack, which is you, they look for ways to cope, and chewing becomes their outlet, something to help release stress and fill the emotional gap your absence leaves behind. In fact, this behavior is especially common in dogs dealing with separation anxiety. It's not about being disobedient, it's a sign they're struggling, trying to manage the overwhelming feelings of being left alone. If you've noticed these signs, it might be time to add more mental stimulation to their day or offer something comforting while you're gone. A piece of your clothing with your scent can work wonders, helping your dog feel closer to you, even when you're not home. These behaviors are not random. They are rooted in your dog's deep emotional connection to you. By understanding these signs, you can better address their emotional needs, providing comfort even when you're not around. If you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow dog lovers so they can better understand their furry friends too. Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to make your relationship with your dog even stronger. Understanding your dog's emotional world is the key to a deeper bond.